There's a quote I heard and it says, if you visit someone's house and they open the door to you and one of the first thing you notice is the dust on the chandelier, the dust on the TV, the dust on the table, don't ever go back to that person's house. Not because their house is unclean, but because your heart is unclean. Because someone opened their house to you, their home, their space. Maybe they could have cooked dinner for you, given food, maybe shelter, great times, laughter, fun, whatever. And you are sitting there, noticing the dust on the coffee table, the dirty plate on the sink. You don't deserve a friend like that. So if you are a judgmental person, a judgmental friend, stay home. Because true friendship is not about judgment. True friendship, it's about two hearts connecting and being there for each other. And today I want to talk what it really means when you notice the dust in someone's home and why the problem has never been their house. Subscribe. Hit the like button. It helps more women find us. I think most people hear the word judgmental and they immediately think, oh, that's not me. I'm not judgmental. I'm just observant. I'm just honest. I'm just particular. I want to gently challenge that, okay? Because there is a difference between noticing something and letting what you notice change how you feel about a person. Everyone notices something. You walk into a house and you take it in. That's just human. But the judgmental person doesn't just notice. They filed it. They store it. They bring it up later. They let it color every single interaction they have with that person. They go home and tell someone else about it. Did you see the state of a kitchen? She had dishes in the sink. The bathroom wasn't even clean. And while they're all doing all of that, the person whose house it was has no idea. She just went through, had a good friend over. She just thought she had a nice time. She cooked, she hosted, she gave. And in return, she got judged by someone who smiled to her face and talked behind her back. Now, here's the thing about judgmental people that nobody ever says out loud. Their judgment is never really about the other person. It is always about themselves. Because a woman who is comfortable in themselves does not need to find fault in other people's home. A person who feels good about where they are in life does not walk into someone else's space looking for what's wrong. The need to find the dust, the spot, the imperfection, to have something to criticize, that comes from somewhere inside, from insecurity, from comparison, from a constant internal measuring. Am I better than this person? Do I have more than this person? Is my house cleaner than this person? And the answer that they are looking for is always yes, because that yes, however small it is, make them feel better for a moment. It's not a clean heart. That is a hurting one. The friend who noticed the dust in your home has the dirtiest heart in the room. Now I want to talk to you about the other side of it, because I think I spend a lot of time talking about judgmental people and not enough time talking about what it actually does to the person on the receiving hand. Because I know some of you watching this right now have been that person. The one who opened the door, the one who cooked, the one who gave everything she had and found out later on it wasn't good enough. And something happens to a woman when she found out she's being judged in her own home, in a safe place, by someone she trusted. She starts to think. She starts to apologize for who she is. She cleans obsessively before anyone comes over again. She stopped inviting people in at all. Because the last time she did, she was picked apart and I want to talk about that woman because she's so many of you. You stop having people over because you are not ready. The house isn't perfect. There are dishes on the sink, laundry on the chair, kids' toys all over the floor. And you feel like that means you can't have people in. Like your home, as it is not enough. Like you are not enough. And I need you to hear this. That is a lie that someone else put in your head. Your home is not a showroom. It's a living space. You live there with other people. Real life, real things happening here. Mess happens there. And anyone who comes into your home and leaves feeling superior because of your dishes, that person was never really your friend. A real friend walks into your messy house and starts doing your dishes with you. A real friend sits on your laundry chair and talks to you for 3 hours and doesn't even notice anything is out of place because she is too busy being present with you. That is friendship. And anything less than that is just someone using your home as a mirror to make themselves feel better. So the friend who notices the dust in your home has the dirtiest heart in the room, and you deserve better than that. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to tell you how to actually know if you have a clean heart. Now you think about other people's houses. Now you actually feel when you are sitting in them. The test is so simple. And some of you are not going to like it, the answer at all. Okay, so let's be real here because there is just another video about judgmental friends, okay? This is a video about who you are when nobody's watching you. When you are sitting in someone else's home and no one knows what you are thinking. What are you thinking? That is your character. Now, when you post on Instagram, not how you speak to people's faces. What you think, no one knows. So here's the best. You walk into a friend's home. She has clearly had a very hard week. The place is not tidy. There are things out of place. She has still made you a cup of tea. And she's genuinely happy to see you. What's your first feeling on that? Is it, oh, I'm so glad she let me in even though she's struggling? Or is it, I can't believe it looks like that here? One of us is a warm heart. One of the other is a cold one. And most people, if they are truly honest, know exactly which one they are. Now, I want to be clear about something. Having a clean heart does not mean you never notice anything. It does not mean to have no standards, okay? It does not mean you pretend everything is perfect. It means what you notice does not change how you feel about the person, your friend. It means you can see the mess, it's here, and still see the human being. It means you can be in an imperfect space and still feel grateful to be invited in. Because do you know now how vulnerable it is to let someone in your home when it's not perfect into your actual, real living space? Not the clean-up version magazine, the real version that takes trust, that takes love. And when someone gives you that, when someone opens the doors and say, come in, this is my real life, the only right response is to feel honored, not to start cataloging what's wrong. And here's the other thing about judgmental people that nobody talks about. They are usually the loneliest people in the room. Because you know what? When you judge people constantly, when you have a standard on everything, when nothing is ever quite good enough, people feel it. They feel your energy. Even when you don't say it out loud, they feel the energy of being assessed. And over time, stop inviting you. They stop opening up. They stop letting you in because being around you, it's exhausting because you make people feel like they are never enough for you. And then you wonder why you feel alone, why nobody really lets you in, why your friendship always feel surface level. It is because you never give anyone permission to be real with you. You only accepted the polished version. And real friendship, real, deep, life-changing friendship, only happens when both people show up as they are, mess and everything with it. If you notice the dust in someone else's home, the problem is never their house. Okay, so I promise you the test. How to know if you have a clean heart. Here it is. Think of the last time you were in someone's home, a friend, a family, anyone. What do you remember most about being there? The conversation, the laughter, the way she looked at you when you told her something hard, or the state of the place. If you remember the person, you have a clean heart. If you remember the house, that's something to sit with. And I say that with love, not to shame you, of course, because judgmental behavior is almost always learned. You grew up around people who noticed everything, who commented on everything, who measured everything, and you picked up without even realizing. But you can put it down now. You can choose to walk into someone else's space and look for the warmth instead of the dust and the mess. You can choose to feel the love in the room instead of cataloging its flaws. You can choose to be the kind of friend that people feel safe letting in. That is a choice. That is start the next time someone opens the door to you. The most beautiful home I've ever been were not the cleanest one or the most expensive. They were the one I felt welcome with 5-6 dogs, when I felt like I could breathe, when I could put my feet up and not worried about being judged, where the person across me was more interesting in me than if I was put off the sofa or the chair. That is all what we want. To be accepted as we are, in a space we have, with the mess to carry. So be that friend. Be the one who walks in and sees the person, not the dust on the chandelier, because the world has enough people looking for what's wrong, okay? What we need more of is people who walk in, make you feel like everything is okay and is right. Tell me in the comments, have you ever been judged in your own home? Or have you caught yourself being that judgmental friend? Be honest, please. I really truly want to know, and I read every single of comments. Like this video, thank you so much for that. If you have not subscribed yet, it's time to do it. Watch this next. I will see you there, and you take care. Bye.